Welcome to our Sip It and Dip It online class this evening. Our first dish today is actually one from the magazine that is not on Cookie Doo. So over to you, Simon.
Kia ora, everyone. Hey, my name is Simon. I'm a consultant and team leader based in the gorgeous West Auckland. And I'm really excited about this class. This class is entirely Leah's brainchild, and she's put it together. So well done, Leah. I'm really looking forward to seeing this class come together. But yeah, the dish I'm going to be cooking is actually from the Thermomix magazine. And it's not currently in Cookie Doo. So there is a similar recipe in Cookie Doo. But when you guys get the email that's going to follow this class, I have loaded this up as a created recipe. So when the email arrives, all you have to do is click on the link and my created recipe will come up for you to follow. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. I won't tell you what the secret ingredient is, Leah. We'll see what the guesses are like.
Okay.
So for those of you who have done created recipes before, you know that it looks on the screen a little bit different from a Cookie Doo recipe, but essentially follows the same way. So into my bowl, it is asking me to add 120 grams of red onion. Now, I'm using my fabulous vacuum seal container. I hope you guys have these. They are amazing. I don't like putting my onions and my garlic once it's ready in the fridge because the smell just tends to go everywhere. So vacuum seal is perfect for that.
So did you tell us what you're actually making, Simon?
Oh, I didn't. I'm doing the chili and cheese nachos.
Nice, thank you.
Good point. So into my bowl, I'm adding 120 grams of red onion. The recipe is asking for 3 garlic cloves. Of course, I'm putting in 5.
Of course, a big garlic lover you.
I tell you what, the more garlic, the better, I reckon. And I'm just going to tear my scales, and I'm now going to drop in 40 grams of olive oil. Here we go. Love to know, guys, if you've actually made created recipes yet. Because created recipes are a great way for you to bring in your own recipes. Or if you have a recipe on Cookie Doo you'd like to change, you can actually save your changes. So yeah, it makes it nice and easy for next time you cook. So I'm now going to push the blade speed, which takes me to my machine programming, and we're going to run for 3 seconds on speed number 5. Here we go.
So if you do want help with creative recipes, you can reach out to your consultant, or you can join every month. We have a Cookie Doo workshop, and part of that workshop runs through how to create your own recipes.
Nice. So what I've got there is a very rough chat. Leah, you've got someone in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. I do indeed. Thank you.
So we've got a very rough cut. So on that goes, and off we go to the next step. So this is now going to cook, and it's going to cook for 5 minutes at 120 degrees, and we're going to go on reverse speed number 1. Now, when you do your created recipes, you can program in what you want the machine to do. So just like guided cooking, all you have to do is turn the knob and away it goes.
Can you just remind everyone, what does reverse do?
So what reverse does, instead of leading with the cutting edge of the Thermomix blade, we're going to lead with the blunt or the stirring edge of the blade. So what we want to do is stir it, but not chop it when we run in reverse.
Great. So instead of you standing there stirring, it's doing it for you. Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, we're just going to move over now to the lovely Steph, and she's going to tell us what she's making tonight, and then we'll be back.
Hi there.
Good evening.
Right, I'm Steph and I'm based Central Auckland, and tonight I'm going to make the buffalo bites, which are always very popular and get devoured anytime I take them to a party. So we'll get going. Can you see my screen all right?
It's a little bit glary. Oh yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so we're putting in 40 grams of brown rice. And we're going to put in onion powder, teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, salt and pepper. So that's all ready in there. And it's just, we're just going to mill that. So it's 30 seconds on 10.
No problem. So this is a recipe you make often, Steph? Oh, we've lost her for a minute. Zoom does mute the speaker if there's a loud noise, so that's why she went a bit quiet there. You're back.
I am back.
So you've
Okay.
made this recipe a few times? It's a favorite?
I have, but not recently. So there we go. It says to put it in a large bowl. So here we go. Because we're going to be dipping it in now. So basically the oven's been preheated to 230 and a baking tray, lined baking tray. And we're just going to dip the cauliflower florets into the mixture and plonk them on the tray.
Nice. So that's a nice seasoning that you've put together, and then you're just going to bake that.
Yeah, so you could change that up, do some different things if you wanted to, but the next step is we're going to make a sriracha type sauce, and that adds plenty of kick if I remember correctly. So I might actually, I like a bit of kick, but I might dial it back because I seem to remember it was a really big kick.
Yeah. So if you like that, you could stick with the recipe. If you're not so keen on the hot stuff, you could definitely pull back.
But it's asking for 70 grams of sriracha, which, you know, that's quite a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so your next step is to put that in the oven?
Oven for 5 minutes, yeah. And then we're baking it for 5 minutes, then we're going to start doing the rest of the sauce. Did you want me to just continue on with the sauce? I can swap a bowl.
We'll go back to Simon and then we'll come back to you.
Good. See ya.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Simon?
Hey, one thing I love about Steph's recipe, because I would have put all the sriracha sauce in because I quite like it quite hot. But I love that idea of quick dipping food. So you can just grab something, especially in winter, you want something warm, just quickly dip in a spicy sauce. And if I was doing Steph's recipe, I think I'd do that with a blue cheese dressing. I don't know about you, Leah. What would you have it with?
Yes, I would probably do a ranch dressing.
Okay.
Or the blue cheese. But yes, the recipe recommends a blue cheese. Tonight, Steph is going to make a cashew sour cream. So for a dairy-free option, and one that's being served in cafes at the moment. Yeah, you'll get to see what that's like.
I love that. I'm just talking because I've got 20 seconds to go.
No
but
problem.
You will notice that what I've done, I've actually put my simmering basket on top of my Thermomix. I forgot to say that because we are cooking over 95 degrees. We want to make sure the steam escapes. Now, we have got about 8 recipes we're throwing at you guys tonight. So, yeah, if you get a bit confused as to which recipe we're up to, we've got 3 dishes that are quite big pots. Just flip it in the chat and the lovely Inky will get back to let you know what we're doing.
So just a reminder, Simon's doing the chili cheese nachos if you came in a little bit late.
So into this mixture now. So I've got my red onion, and that's been beautifully sauteed off with my extra garlic. And into this now, I'm going to add 300 grams of mince. Now, I couldn't buy 300 grams of mince, so I'm going to put in the whole 500 grams. So in that goes, just like that. I hope you guys are actually making your own mince. It's really, really easy to do in your Thermomix. So if you don't know how to do that, reach out to your consultant. So this is now going to go in for a 4-minute cook at 120 degrees on reverse stir.
Great, thank you, Simon. All right, we're going to go back to the lovely Steph, so we're not jumping around too much. And Steph was doing the buffalo bites and a cashew sour cream.
Yep, so they're safely in the oven. So now we're up to putting in the cashews. So we've got, whoopsie, We've got 90 grams of raw cashews. It's good to buy cashew pieces if you can, because then they're cheaper.
Oh,
And
that's a
you're
good
going to
tip.
mash them all up anyway. So things like making that capsicum and sun-dried tomato dip, things like that, much better. So
Is
here
that
we
one
go.
of your
Got
favourite
the
dips, Steph?
sriracha, which I kept in the fridge.
Is the capsicum and sun-dried tomato dip one of your favourites?
Yes. Yep. I did it to take away for, we were staying with friends last weekend. So I am going to go. I would love Simon to do this recipe and tell me how he gets on with 70 grams of sriracha. I'm going to go for 50 today.
Yeah, it does sound pretty spicy.
Yep. Yes, I think so. And I'm going to just grab another spatula. And it's coconut oil. Right. And that goes. Oops. Oh, and now my Worcestershire sauce. I always have trouble with that word.
Is that something you've made yourself?
I made this afternoon. I put some pics on Instagram because you basically are cooking onions, brown sugar and all sorts, molasses. So I'm just going to guess this rather than do more dishes. Okay, so and then you sieve it. So it makes quite a bit, and I think it says it will last in the fridge for 3 weeks. So I tend to get a bit of masking tape out and put the date on because you think you'll remember, but you don't.
Yeah,
Same.
especially if you're making a few things.
Oh, exactly. And same for when you put stuff into the freezer. So now we're going to put in some filtered water. So, or previously boiled water in this case.
So if anyone wants to put in the chat, what sort of staples or things you used to buy are you making? Mayonnaises, sauces, marinades, anything like that? We'd be interested to see.
It's fantastic to do pantry staples and just have them at the ready, because it gives you a really good quick head start.
Can be a good way to save money, but also a good way to eliminate all the extra things that they add into our food. I've made golden syrup and mayonnaise lately. Oh yes, the ricotta was great. And then the leftover from the ricotta, the whey, makes the most beautiful, if you put it into pancakes or cakes, they are super fluffy.
Sorry, I should have given you a heads up. Okay. So you've got this nice peachy coloured dressing. Ready to go.
That looks good.
So that was once again, everything's telling me to put things into large bowls.
You're going to run out of bowls.
I will at this rate. Okay. So the cauliflower will be due out of the oven in about 1 minute, and then I need to dip it into the buffalo sauce, and then it will go back in the oven for 10 minutes. So there's my beeping oven. So
Okay.
will you come back later?
Yes,
or
we will be coming back to you.
Cool.
So we're going to go back to Simon now.
Alrighty. So I was wondering if, because I've got extra mince in there, whether that cooking time would be right.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, as you can see, my mince is beautifully cooked. So I didn't have to increase the cooking time, even though I have got an extra 200 grams of mince in there. Alrighty, so next step is we're going to turn the oven grill onto a medium-high temperature, and we are going to grease a 3.2 litre cast iron dish. So I've got my beautiful Fera cast iron dish here. If you guys haven't checked out the Fera cast ironware on the Mix Shop, give it a go. I mean, it's just a really good quality product.
Have you used that before? It looks so clean. All I can say about the cast ironware that I have that's not Fera is that it's very hard to get clean.
This I use probably about maybe about 3 times a month. So you can use it. I mean, it honestly looks like it's new.
Yeah,
it just cleans up because it's enameled. Yeah, you can use it on the stovetop as well. So if I'm doing a lot of food on the stovetop, if I'm going to do something, I just use it instead of a pot. So it's great. Yeah. So I have lightly greased this. So into my mince now, I am going to add 200 grams.
Should we get people to put in the chat what they think the mystery ingredient is? Is that coming up now?
They'll never guess. But sure, but no, that's still a later step.
Oh,
so I'm going to add 200 grams of chopped canned tomatoes. So about half a can. But I'd love to know, guys, what your suggestions are for the other half of the can. So if you've got some ideas for what I can do with half a can of tomatoes, please put them out. We're also going to add in 20 grams of tomato paste. Here we go. And again, just because I'm using a created recipe, my screen's a little bit different. So I've got all my ingredients listed at once. So in here, what I've got is 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 bay leaf. One of my lovely customers has a bay leaf tree, so I just get fresh bay leaves. We've got a pinch of ground turmeric, a pinch of sweet paprika, a teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 pinch of cayenne pepper. So in that goes, just like that. Gosh, this is smelling so good. It's almost smelling a little bit Indian with that cumin in it.
We've got some good guesses here on the chat. Everyone's thinking the same thing. I think there's too many chefs in the house.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my simmering basket out, and I'm going to put in 1 can of red kidney beans. So the recipe is asking me to drain this. So what I'm going to do, instead of having to use a sieve and use extra dishes, I'm just going to drain it straight through my simmering basket and run some water through it.
That simmering basket is really useful, isn't it? Chickpeas, rice.
Yep. Absolutely. I've got some beans stuck on the bottom of the can. Oh, that's better. And I'll tell you what, I've been doing a lot of recipes with beans lately, particularly because they're so cheap. So if you have got a big family and looking for some really cost-effective food, look up the canned beans and lentils. Honestly, it's so cheap, and you can actually disguise it. So even if you're dealing with people who are a little bit averse to it, quite often you can serve them a dish and they'll have no idea. So inside my simmering basket, I got my can of my red kidney beans. On goes the lid, and this is now going to cook for 10 minutes at 100 degrees at reverse spur. Away we go.
Okay, before we pop over to the lovely Jill, would you like to tell us what is your favorite cocktail?
Oh, that's hard. In summer, I really like the watermelon margarita. I do actually really like the cocktail that Kelly's going to show. I won't destroy the mystery, but yeah. But actually, what I have got in the freezer at the moment is a watermelon that I bought when it's cheap. I slice it, chop it up into inch big pieces, and freeze it. So whenever I do want a watermelon margarita, I've got watermelon there all year round. It's great.
Oh, great tip. All right, so we will be back. We are now going to the lovely Jill.
Hi, everybody. Well, my favourite is the blue curacao. I love, the pot with the pineapple. My
Yes,
God.
the blue Hawaiian.
What am I making? I am
What are
actually,
you making for us?
well, I am making the guana. Whoops. Yes, I want to restart it because I've been looking at the ingredients. So I just need to tell you, I use my wheat all the time. I just find it amazing. So when I'm out and about, or if I'm sitting somewhere and I think, I'll make this tonight, I just plug it in for my week or tomorrow night or whenever, and I use that system all the time. So if you do, can you put it in the chat? It's because it saves so much time not having to think. Okay, so I'm making the pate. This is a mushroom pate, and a bit like Simon, it says 1 garlic. Actually, I was thinking this the other day when I was cooking. They should weigh garlic, because does anyone have where you get the huge cloves of garlic and then you get tiny skinny ones?
Yes.
And there's nothing that says to weigh it. Anyway, I've got 1 fat one and 1 medium one. So I'll put that through the hole, put it in the measuring cup, and go right round to speed 7 chopping.
So yes, this is the Gwangana mushroom pate, and as Inky said, there is a Gwangana resort in Australia. There's a collection on Cookido, a variety of their very healthy, nutritious recipes, and this is one of them.
And because I didn't take the skin off it properly, because I couldn't be bothered, the advantage is that the skin has come out and I'm just able to lift it out. So that's really good. So the next is putting in the virgin olive oil. So it's 20 grams. And I just wanted to tell you something that I make that one of my customers told me about. Hang on. Oops. Was the smoky Mexican bean soup. But in that, I haven't made that, but in that, I've made the almond sour cream. And I have it permanently in the fridge with my chimichurri and other things. So that's really worthwhile looking up and making just the almond sour cream. Okay, so I'm going to put in my mushrooms, and they said put them in halves. And it was $2.50, and that's correct. The sunflower seeds, 70 grams. And then without the measuring cup at all. And it's going to cook it for 15 minutes, 120 degrees, speed 1. But I do have to tell you, when you're making the chimichurri, be very careful, because you have to drizzle the oil in through the hole. And the unfortunate thing is it's quite a high speed.
Oh.
So I know. So I've learned now to reduce the speed right down, because I had chimichurri, for Africa.
Oh, well, that's a good tip. Thank you. We'll leave you with your pate cooking there, and we're going to go to the lovely Alicia. Sorry, Alicia, I've just got to find you. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Izan's Zoom. Okay, hold on.
Hi guys, I'm Alicia. I have joined the Thermomix business in May. I have just not long become like a qualified consultant. So
Congratulations.
First online thing, thank you. I'm making a blackberry vodka daiquiri. So we'll give it a go. It says to lightly moisten the rim of the cocktail glass with water and then sugar. So,
Ooh, fancy. So is this a new recipe for you, Alicia? Have you tried this before?
no, it's definitely a new one. I have not tried this one before.
What's
I've
your
made the
go-to
mango.
cocktail?
Mine would be the mango vodka daiquiri. That's my go-to.
Okay. I am partial to a pina colada. Although tonight I have tried a new cocktail again from the magazine, which is a tamarind whiskey sour. I'm still deciding whether I like it or not. I was quite impressed with my dehydrated oranges that I did in the air fryer, but yeah, the taste is unusual.
Next I'm putting in 150 grams of sugar. And then my lemon zest, which is half a lemon zest, all chopped up.
Have we put in the chat? Put in the chat what your favorite cocktail is. Or if you've made a new cocktail on Cookie Doo, what was it? I am also a fan of the daiquiris. There's a great frozen strawberry daiquiri on Cookie Doo. The mango one, like Alicia said, is really good. The pina colada is always a hit. And there's quite a few mocktails as well. If you're not an alcohol drinker, there's plenty of mocktails on there. We've got one tonight coming up. Oh, a hot toddy. That sounds good. Also, oh, what was I going to say? The mulled. I don't know if has anyone tried the mulled wine? I think.
Oh no, I haven't. Right, I'm now sticking in my frozen fruit.
Yep, some mixed berries there. So it doesn't have to be just blackberry. It can be a mixture of frozen berries.
Yes, I couldn't find any blackberries, so we've just gone with mixed berries tonight. And my 3 lemons all cut up with the skins and pips taken out. Right. And my, let's see if I can get this one right. 100 grams of water.
Have you scaled down the cocktail recipe, or are you making the portions that
I'm making the portions. I just added it asks for 250 grams of fresh blackberries, frozen, and 100 grams of blueberries. So I just put those 2 weights together for the mixed berries.
perfect? So does it make two drinks? Is it 2 portions?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Some cocktail recipes tonight are bigger portions, but you can scale them down. So yeah, always something. If there's not having a big party, there is that option to scale recipes. So don't forget about that.
Right. I'm adding my 200 grams of ice cubes. Oh, now my 200 grams of vodka.
Oh, for 2 drinks, that's
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Are you sure it was 2 portions there? It is now.
We'll be drinking it for a while.
So I can see the pina colada is very popular in the chat. What about a favorite dip? What are people's favorite dips? We've talked about the sun-dried tomato and capsicum dip with cashews, which is a popular one.
So I've just checked. It makes 4 portions. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay. 2 each.
Yes.
Just like that.
Right. It was made, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yes. That looks beautiful
Okay.
color.
Yes. It's telling me to transfer into the glasses.
All right, do that and have a sip. Tell us what you think. Oh yes, the carrot and chickpea spread that Jill has made is a really beautiful dip that you might want to try.
Looks nice.
Have a sip there, Alicia. What's the verdict?
Oh, yum.
Oh, it's actually really nice.
Refreshing.
Even
I
with
think
the
that's,
200 grams of vodka.
yeah, well, with that lemon in it, I'm thinking it'll be really quite a refreshing. That'd be a good one for summer.
It is.
Real yum.
Nice. All right, thank you for that. We are now going to do another cocktail with the lovely Kelly.
Hi everybody, I am going to make the minted Moscow Mule tonight and it is for 10 people. So we've only got 4 of us at home tonight. So my older kids, all drinking age, are really looking forward to this and have been trying to drink the ginger beer that's been in the fridge all week. So
are you scaling down or are you having a big
no,
party for
I'm not
4?
scaling down. We're just gonna all have a good night's sleep tonight.
Sounds good. All right.
And actually, I'm making it tomorrow night as well. We're having a bit of a party with some friends, so I'm making it then as well. So it's a good practice.
This is the practice session.
That's right. Okay, so it's actually hasn't got too many ingredients, which is really nice. So I'm going to start off with adding my 40 grams of caster sugar, which I made earlier, but I think you could probably just make it on the spot because it's gonna blend it down now anyway. So I think you could just add raw sugar and not really worry. So I'm just going to turn this on for 10 seconds.
If you didn't have caster sugar, you can just mill it for a little bit longer to get it down to the icing sugar that's going to be coming up now. You can see it escaping. I think that's one of the beautiful things about the Thermomix is that you can mill lots of things and sugar is one of them.
So that's milled right down and I've got I don't know if you can see it, but it's very smoky in here now, sugar smoke. Then I'm going to put in the fresh mint leaves. I'm not using 40. I don't like mint that much, which is a nice thing. You can always just do what you like. 3 limes, flesh only. So I've already peeled them, saved the zest for another recipe, which I haven't decided yet, but it's all saved. And then taken the pith off as well. And then my 400 grams of vodka tonight.
I do remember when I made this, it is quite lethal, quite heavy on the vodka.
Yeah,
so
I think I might reduce
it with.
I might reduce the vodka a bit. So I think we'll go with maybe 300 grams.
Have you got those fancy glasses, those rose gold kind of glasses you sometimes see?
No, I haven't got anything fancy. Oh, a bit over 320 instead of, but still less than 400.
Less than 400, yep. Sounds good.
And now I've got 600 grams of ice cube.
And that's the great thing with the Thermomix. You can just whiz up ice.
Yeah, it's great. Just a tip when you are using ice in your Thermomix, can you still hear me while I'm pouring?
Yep.
Is that your bowl needs to be really dry if you're putting ice in it. So I always recommend you put something else in the bottom of your bowl before you ice, so you don't end up having it stick.
Right. Good
and then the
chat.
motor doesn't move, which is a problem. Okay, I think I'm there. Next. Okay, I'm going to be really noisy now. Lucky Zoom's going to
All
mute.
right. Lucky you'll be muted.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn it to speed 4 and then slowly increase it up to speed 9.
For how long? So I know how long to chat for. 1 minute. Okay. So yes, as Simon was saying before, you can be making your own mint. So if you go into your modes on your TM6, one of the modes is the chop mode. And that if you go in there, there's the option to mince up meat. There's also the option to chop up ice. You can turn that into slushies. There's preset chopping of vegetables and spices and all sorts of things. So yeah, if you don't want to have to look up in a book or try and remember how long you should be chopping different things for, that is already preset for you in your mode. What is people's favorite mode? I think mine is the egg boiler mode, just because it's so simple to pop your eggs in and walk away and go get dressed and then come back and your egg's done.
Okay, I have finished with my noisy blending. If you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that. See if I can get.
Oh, yes.
So that's really slushy now. Looks like a slushy. And now I'm going to add 660 grams of ginger beer.
Oh, so it's going to be citrusy and kind of
Yeah.
zingy, bubbly.
I've had it once before and it was really, really nice, but I haven't made it myself. So I'm looking forward to trying this. All right. And then, whoops, we're going to do a stir. Speed 3. 20 seconds.
I guess that's what they call muddling in you know, cocktail land.
Yes,
when
I
you do
think
it
you're right.
manually. When you're doing it manually, you're muddling everything together. Well, our Thermomix is muddling it for us, doing
Yeah.
a very efficient job.
Saving me, that's for sure. Okay. Whoa, the bowl is very full.
Oh, that is a lot of Moscow Mule, hey?
That is,
You can have a little taste?
yep. Cheers, lady, and any gentlemen on there as well.
Yes. Tell us what you think.
Oh, that's delicious.
Nice.
It's got that ginger beer with the citrus, a little bit of mint. I probably wouldn't put any more mint in. That's really good. Really, really nice.
Sounds good. All right, we're just going to go up back to the lovely side just to see what he's up to.
Kia ora. That cocktail, the minted Moscow Mule, is amazing. I tend to load it up with a lot of mint, but
Yeah,
I really
I'm a
like a
mint
mint
lover.
punch. Yeah, especially if you got that mint growing wild in your garden, you know, it just goes crazy. It's just such a great use for it. So what's happened, guys, is that I have been busy cooking off my mixture, and I'm just going to use my spatula just to remove my simmering basket with all my lovely steamed red kidney beans in it. And now I'm going to fish out. Oh, look at it. There it is, just there. I'm just going to fish out, which is the technical term, my bay leaf, because that's no longer needed. Alrighty. So following the recipe through. Now I'm going to add my secret recipe ingredient, which is
Yes.
chocolate.
So yes, the people that guessed you were right. It's a dark chocolate.
So it's asking me to add 10 grams of dark chocolate at 50% cocoa. So I wouldn't consider dark chocolate 50% cocoa, but that's all good. Okay, so I am going to put in my dark chocolate. I think I've got about 15 grams here. It's a little bit more than what the recipe calls for. And this is now going to go back in, and it's just going to stir together for 3 minutes at 100 degrees. So we were talking before about, Kelly was talking about doing some limes. I'd love to know what you guys are doing with your excess citrus fruit at the moment. One thing I like to do, well, I've got a couple of options for you. Option number one is if you have got excess fruit, slice it up. I'm talking lemons and limes, and then put them in the freezer. And whenever you're pouring yourself a gin and tonic or whatever drink you prefer to have, instead of putting an ice cube in your cocktail, grab some of your frozen citrus slices. It doesn't water it down. Yeah, it's good, huh?
Mm.
And B, it makes use of your excess fruit, so it's really good. Then there's, of course, you can always juice them and then freeze the juice into ice cubes. Really handy if you're doing in recipes, anything that requires lime juice or lemon juice. But my top tip has got to be what you do with the skin of them. How do you store the skin of your citrus, Leah?
Oh, I'm not really stirring it at all. I think I've got a missed opportunity here. Tell me, what should I be doing with my citrus skin?
So what I do when I'm using my fruit, I will juice them first, and then I'll peel them. And in the peel, I want a really thin peel, so I don't want to get the pith, because the pith makes it quite bitter.
Yes.
So all I do, I shove my peels in a snap-lock bag and put them in the freezer.
Right.
So it just means that whenever I'm doing a recipe that calls for lemon zest or lime zest, I just throw my frozen skins in my Thermomix bowl. I mill them down at speed number 10 until I get the consistency that I want. And then I either leave them in the bowl and make my recipe, or take them out and then add it later. But yeah, guys, we throw out so much food in New Zealand. It's a real shame. So if you can think of ways that can help you keep your produce that you're producing, keep it in ways you can use it later. And of course, don't forget too that lemon curd is amazing. And
Yes.
I've also been making a lot of marmalade.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah. So on Recipe Community, there is a beautiful recipe. It's called, I think it's called grapefruit and orange marmalade. And you use the whole grapefruit, so skins and everything, you just put them in.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
you use yeah, it's so nice. And when you chop it up, if you like a really chunky marmalade, you can have it in quite big pieces. Or if you like a fine marmalade, you just keep chopping to the consistency you want. It's just basically, I think there's about 4 grapefruit, an orange, and some sugar, and that's it. And then you just cook it down.
Yeah, that orange would give that nice balance to the sourness of the grapefruit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I think it's the skin of the orange that actually has the pectin in it as well that allows it to set. So it's like a dual purpose one. Oh, look at this, guys.
Thank you for that.
Oh my goodness. That is a really curious combination of sweet, and it's got those Mexican spices starting to come through. Yum. So yeah, my chocolate is now fully melted.
Oh,
So following the instructions, I am going to add my steamed beans. So in they go, like that. I hope you guys all know to use your spatula when you're getting your simmering basket up. And then we're just going to mix that through. So I don't think I've ever had chocolate and beans in the same dish before.
no, can't say I have either. So I'm intrigued as to what this adds to the dish.
Okay, and now we're going to start the assembly. So as I said before, I've got my Hera cast ironware, and I've given it a light grease. So the recipe doesn't say what to grease it with, so I just use butter. So what we're going to do is put a handful of our tortilla chips on the bottom. Unfortunately, these chips are a bit broken. I think the supermarket's been a little bit...
A bit rough and ready.
Yeah. I used to have that problem when I bought biscuit, but now that I make my own biscuit, it's not really an issue anymore, but yeah. So I'm putting in a layer of my tortillas. And now I'm going to put over about half of my mixture. Oh man, this smells so nice, Leah.
Oh, delish.
I would have never thought about putting chocolate in this before, but yeah, you know. Okay, and we're going to form a little stack, just like that, a little bit more. And what I've got again in my vacuum seal container, I've previously grated some cheese. So I did this in the cutter, but you can also just do it in your bowl. So I'm just going to release the vacuum seal on that. And I'm going to put half of my cheese on top of my mixture. Just like that. And then we're going to put on another handful.
Oh, chips on top.
Yeah, it's almost like a lasagna, but it's actually
Yeah, you're
it's a
layering it up.
lasagna that's a
Yeah, that's a little bit different too. Oh, I'm liking this. A few tips in this recipe that's just sort of taking it to be a little bit fancy.
I was quite impressed when you suggested this recipe because I have had my eye on it,
Oh,
along
yeah.
with the lemon and pistachio cake.
Oh, yes, that's on my list too. That I saw in the chat, the Marry Me chicken pasta is a hit. I love that one, and the 3-cup chicken also was a great weekday meal.
Yeah, if you haven't got the magazine already, guys, make sure you sign up for My Mix Rewards. So that's a new reward system. You might have taken part in the trial that happened last year, but when you sign up for it, you get a $15 welcome voucher, which will cover the cost of your magazine, guys. So easy way to get a free magazine. And if you've already got the magazine, you have $15 to spend on something at the mix shop. So in we go, we're going to put the next layer on.
So how do people sign up, Simon?
Well, the easiest way to do it is to go through to the mix shop, and there's an option there on the home screen to sign up. If you have already signed up for the trial, you do need to re-sign up. So if you were doing My Mix Rewards last year, you do need to re-sign up. So you get another $15 voucher.
Yeah, you get another voucher. So great.
Exactly.
All right.
So yeah, I'm just going to put this under the grill now, following the recipes. So it says to put this under the grill until the cheese is melted and it's nice and golden toasty around the edges. So I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens.
Great. All right. Next, we are going for another cocktail. We're going over to the lovely Heath. Hello, Heath. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're making?
Okay. Yep. I am Heath. I started with Thermomix maybe at the end of July, so still kind of fresh meat. I'm making the mango tequila sunrise cocktail.
Nice.
It's a diabetes one, but I've gone off recipe, so it's probably not so much.
Okay. You're adding your own little spin on it, are you?
Yeah, I've got 3 kilos of coconut sugar that I had to use up, so.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's go. It's only supposed to take 10 minutes, but I've already prepped everything, so it's probably a 2-minute wonder.
Nice and quick.
300 grams of frozen mango, or fresh if you have that. 80 grams of tequila.
Oh, I see you've been drinking a bit of that tequila already. Do you like to, what other cocktails do you like to make with your tequila?
Tequila, I really like it with kombucha.
Oh.
It's supposedly, well, from experience, it tends to help you out the next morning by not giving you so much of a hangover.
I see. Good tip.
As probiotic and prebiotic as well, I think, but don't quote me on that. So
is that the tequila or is that the kombucha?
Both together, I think.
Together.
I think
Okay.
tequila's supposed to be one of the better alcohols out of all the alcohols for your digestive system, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which is good news for everyone, I suppose.
Yeah. What's next?
Okay. Orange juice, ready to go. Fresh, squeezed. A little bit short, but no worries. Next one is lime juice. Lime juice from our lime trees.
Oh.
Keep coming in and out of shot by the looks of it.
It's always good when you can use things from your garden.
Yeah, Simon had some good tips there. I like the one about the peel. I hadn't heard that
Yeah,
before.
I'm gonna be doing that one next too.
I've got the ice cubes already. Okay, so this is instead of using the monk fruit sweetener, I am using coconut sugar.
Yeah, that's a good substitute. Any alternative sugar?
It's not as sweet apparently,
Mhm.
but I think that helps me out
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Some water. Voila.
So this is from the diabetes collection. So there's a few good recipes in there for anyone that is diabetic or people that just want to reduce the sugar that they're putting into their diet.
This is going to be a noisy boy recipe. You said it mutes itself, huh?
It does. How long are we muting for?
20 seconds.
Okay, all good. I
Yeah,
can talk for
right.
20 seconds while he's doing his cocktail there. So as Simon said, the My Mix Rewards has been launched. So if you haven't signed up, it's a great chance to hop on, sign up to the My Mix Rewards, get your free $15 voucher. You also get loyalty points. So anytime you buy something on the Mix Shop, you get points for that. You get a voucher on your birthday. So yeah, lots of treats and sort of little thank yous along the way. So yeah, and put in the chat box. I'd love to know what's been your favorite Mix Shop purchase. Mine, I think, would have to be the oven tray liner. It's under $20 and it's something I use nearly every day.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Just to tell you, I'm putting in 200 grams of ice cubes and then I'm going to be going again.
Okay, for another 20 seconds.
Or yep, 20 seconds. Voila.
So the consultants out there, what are your favorite Mix Shop items? The Thera roasting dishes, yes, I have to say they did look like they would hold the heat and be easy to clean.
Okay. Oh, that's good. So the last step is 240 grams of soda water. I'm just going to tear this off. I put it in the freezer for a little bit too long. Oh, put a little bit too much. And just give it a stir to combine it all up. And I think that's it. Here we go, pour it out.
Oh, go and pour it and tell us what you think. Oh, nice. Okay, it's a good color.
Here we go. I have to put the garnish on.
Make it look pretty. Oh, that does look pretty. Oh, have a sip. Tell us. Is it good? Is it good?
Oh, very good. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. You want a second opinion? I got that. You want to try it? Okay. It's very good.
Okay. Thank you, Heath. Well done.
Nice and fast as well.
We're going to go back to the lovely Jill and her mushroom pate.
Hi everybody. Yes, it's been sitting waiting. So one of the things that I make is my own mustard, and this is a very orange mustard because I'm sort of a bit heavy-handed with the turmeric, but I haven't bought mustard for ages. So my fridge is full of loads and loads of staples. So I'm going to put in 15 grams. Oh, that's 16. So that's basically 1 teaspoon And then next is 1 pinch of sea salt. Well, that's a big pinch. And I think it's black pepper. And insert the measuring cup. I'm done and dusted just about. And that is for 40 seconds. So it's only at speed 5. So it's not.
Oh, I think it has muted the lovely Jill for a little bit there. So I wonder, has anyone made pate, which is
What
one of my
pate?
favourites? Have you made any other pates, Jill?
I made once I made chicken liver pate, and then also a lot of the dips are like pates, aren't they?
Yes, yes. There are some nice traditional chicken liver pates with brandies or conchos. You can sort of change the flavouring to be what you like, which is the great thing about these recipes. They are guided recipes, so if you want to change them a bit, that's entirely up to you.
Oh, so then I must have to do it a bit more. That's it there.
Mm-hmm.
It smells beautiful. They did say brown mushrooms, but I mean that's come out quite brown. I couldn't find them. So the next thing I have to do is, is another 10 seconds, round to 7.
Okay. And so your pate, you could serve that on crackers. You could make a nice baguette or a fresh loaf of bread.
Well, I'm going away and I've got the carrot spread, I've got the chimichurri, I've got everything in my fridge that I have to try and eat. But I'll tell you what I would do with this too, is you could actually stuff a chicken breast with it, would be absolutely beautiful. The other thing that you could do is you could, so it doesn't have to be, you can make a crust and put a crust and then grill it on some sort of meat.
Nice.
It smells really beautiful, yes. So that's my pate.
Okay, lovely. All right. We are at 8:30, but we have tried to cram a lot in tonight, so we do have a few more dishes. So hopefully you can stay with us. We are going to go back to the lovely Steph. And
Right.
the cashew sour cream.
There's how the
Oh,
bites looking so far.
oh, they look great. All ready to dip.
Yeah. Now, 2 tips before I forget. When you're putting the initial powdery mixture on that we milled at the beginning,
Yeah.
dip the cauliflower in a little bit of water first, because then you're going to have more of this stick to it.
It'll stick to it. Oh, great tip. Yeah.
Then when you did the sriracha one, it said put it in a big bowl, put it in a deep bowl, because you get your tongs and then you can submerge it the cauliflower right in.
Right in, yeah.
Those are learnings that I've just worked out. So I'm going to skip the first step in this recipe. Usually you put chives in and garlic at the beginning and chop it for 5 seconds and then put it aside. I'm just going to put the garlic in with everything in the next step to save a step. So what you can do is, if you've skipped a step like that, you can just touch the screen and go straight to it. So now we're up to the cashew pieces. And then we want some more water. Basically, it's just going to cook it for 5 minutes. And then you blend it. So what my thoughts were, if I was taking this to share with somebody, I would probably put a smear of the cashew cream as a base, and then put the cauliflower on top.
Delicious. That would look great and taste good, and so simple to make your own dairy-free version of a sour cream or a dipping sauce there.
Well, exactly. The reason why I thought of doing it that way was we were at the So it's got the brown onion in there as well, and some lemon juice. 40 grams of lemon juice. So now we've got it all on, and we're just chopping it up for 20 seconds.
And I think what Steph was about to tell you was that she had been away on the weekend and they served some buffalo bites with a cashew sour cream at the restaurant she went to.
Okay. So we just want to scrape down the sides because it comes right up.
Yep.
So we don't want all that wasted. So basically I'm just going to put that in, and then we'll cook it for 5 minutes, then we'll blend it, and then you just let it cool at room temperature and it will thicken. And then it's good to go. So it'll last in your fridge for a couple of days. Perfect for adding on top of soups and to all sorts of other dishes as well.
Thanks, Steph. And obviously if it keeps for a few days, something you could prep ahead the day before. So we'll just quickly go back to Simon just to show us his finished dish. So we've got that completed. Oh, that looks delicious, Simon.
Right. So this is our dish. It's just come out of the grill. Now, I had my grill set to 200 because I wasn't quite sure how much a medium high heat grill is.
Yeah,
So
do you think that was a
what
bit
my
hot?
plan is, what's that?
Do you think, was the 200 too hot or just right?
No, it was perfect actually. It's been slowly bubbling away. So what I have got to serve with mine, I've got some sour cream. Sorry, Steph, I'm doing regular dairy sour cream, but I do love your recipe. I've got some sliced jalapeno, lots and lots of lovely coriander. And what I also did, I whipped up a quick tomato salsa.
Ooh,
So my
nice.
tomato salsa is really easy. It's not actually a recipe, it's kind of a throw together.
Yeah.
But it's just 5 fresh tomatoes quartered, a handful of coriander. It's got half a red onion, a squeeze of lemon juice, salt and pepper. If you want to add a little bit of chili in it, you can. Just run it on 5 seconds. Sorry, speed 5 for 5 seconds. And it gives it this roughly chopped consistency, and it's really good.
Great.
So that's my plan for serving it.
Perfect. Well, you could do a guacamole if you're a guacamole fan. Okay, we're going to go over to the lovely Katie and a special dip that she's got for us. Hello, Katie.
Hello, team. Nice to see you all tonight. I'm making whipped feta and mascarpone with chili sesame honey, and it is a really nice little number. I made it for a girls' weekend, and it went down a treat. It's kind of a recipe which is really unsuspecting in its deliciousness. So I'm going to put in 200 grams of feta cheese to start with. Ooh, got the brine going everywhere. That wasn't well thought out. 150 grams of mascarpone cheese, which is quite nice because I come in 500-gram blocks because, you know, mascarpone is not the cheapest thing. So it leaves you with quite a lot of mascarpone to kind of dance around with another recipe, which I quite like. A pinch of salt. And a pinch of ground black pepper. And then we're going to mix this for a minute on speed 7. Not speed 6. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it's muted.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well, I'll keep talking. So my favourite dip is a roasted garlic dip. And I've gone and made some blue cheese and walnut crackers as well. And that served together is such a nice little contrast of flavours.
Delicious.
So while we're talking about the dips tonight, I really urge you to go through and find the different types of crackers which you can make to serve alongside the dip. So my favourites are the blue cheese and walnut, and also the seeded sheep crackers, which Leah, I know you make that on quite high rotation, don't you?
I do indeed. I have found a new cracker though. If anyone hasn't tried the almond thins, that's another gluten-free cracker. It's got some rosemary through it. So again, it's got like a really nice flavour with a good soft cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you do with the rest of your mascarpone? Do you have a recipe you
Right now I would be making this dip on repeat.
All right.
It is really, really, really delicious. Okay, so whips up beautifully.
Yeah, nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know, a savory cheesecake type. So it's asked me to transfer it to a bowl, so I'll do that shortly. And grab a clean bowl, and I'm just going to push on with that recipe. So I'm going to put in 1 garlic clove. Now I am only going to put in 1. I am a garlic lover, but I think any more would kind of overpower it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Measuring with love, tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on, and 3 seconds, speed 5. Beautiful. All right, scrape down the sides with the spatula. So that actually leaves the garlic in quite a large chunk, which seems very unusual, but when you have the whole recipe together, the larger chunks do make sense. I'm going to cook that for a minute on 80 degrees. So yeah, my favorite cocktail is the bourbon ginger fizz, and that's got bourbon and vermouth and a ginger syrup, which is really yummy. A little bit different. So
yeah, that is a different one.
Yeah, and not a bourbon drinker, but it doesn't upset me.
It doesn't burn like a traditional bourbon might.
No, and the other thing, which I really love, is what I call my 7 p.m.er. And for those of my customers who are on here, Ashley, I see you. Whenever I do my demos, I always tell them, we're doing the fruity dream, but that's my 7 p.m. cocktail. And what I mean by that is we make the fruity dream, and then before we just go, after we've gone and blended the sorbet together, before we go and whip it, go and make it all nice and big and puffy, I always recommend people, the adults, go and take a little bit out, put it into a pretty little glass, and then pour something suitably clear from a 40-ounce bottle over the top. So if you're making mango fruity dream,
that is a great tip. That'd be nice with some Malibu or white rum,
and then you can go and finish off the fruity dream recipe for the kids, and then everyone's happy.
The kids will get extra scoops of fruity dream because you're just in your own little deliciousness.
Exactly. And if you need to go and have a second 7 p.m. cocktail, you just pull out the strawberries and repeat. So I am adding in now 100 grams of honey.
Oh, so the saltiness, the sweetness, the garlicky flavor.
Yeah, lemon. I know, it just works. Everything just works. And this is why we're going to put this recipe on to repeat. 25 grams lemon juice, sesame seeds, a teaspoon. As you can see here, still measuring with love. A teaspoon of dried chili flakes. I'm going to put in a little less just because the kids really like it. So I'm going to go for about 3/4 of a teaspoon.
Yeah.
But there's not too much chili in there that it overpowers. It's just like it's a nice tickle, I think is what to say, or what it is. So 5 seconds on speed 3 is what we're looking for. And then it's going to cook for a minute at 80 degrees. So it's a really fast recipe, and it makes quite a large amount. Excuse my messy vacuum seal bowl, but if you're looking for something just for the evening, that's going to, it's more than sufficient for everyone.
Yeah, so crackers or fresh bread, or even you could try and be a little bit healthy, do some vegetable sticks.
I mean, you could, yeah.
I think you don't want to, but you could.
But yeah, no, I just think, there's such a cool array of crackers. There's like the Parmesan crackers as well, which you can make, and it doesn't take long. And then it's, if you match the flavor of your cracker to your dip, and then if you want to go, one step further and go and pair it with your cocktail, it's so fancy with really not a lot of effort.
Delicious. And these kind of fancy dips are really expensive these days at the supermarket, and so are crackers. Like you've got seeded crackers or any kind of flavored crackers can be really expensive. So good way to save money, but still eat some beautiful fancy food.
Oh, definitely. That's it really. So I've gone and cooked that's gonna be too dangerous to do.
Yeah.
I've gone and cooked it all out, and I'm just gonna make this a bit prettier. The only other thing which you add to it afterwards is za'atar seasoning, which is a spice blend or a spice mix.
Yes.
Which there's a recipe on Cookie Doo.
Yes, there is. There's lots of spice blends on Cookie Doo. There's za'atar and garam masalas and all sorts of things you might normally buy.
And we're just going to go and spread that over, and it looks much prettier here than what it does on there. And then, because I've been waiting for it, that's my seeded sheep cracker.
Ready to dip in.
Yeah, much like the cocktails, except my cracker's cracking. I'm going to get stuck in because it's good. So there you have it.
Thank you, Katie. One I'm definitely adding to my try list. Okay, we are jumping to the lovely Izzy for her dip it recipe. Hello.
Hello, sorry. How is everybody doing? I'm just grabbing my pineapple out.
So this one is a bit of a take on a cocktail. I thought I asked Izzy to do something a little bit different. I know everyone loves a pina colada, but what are you making? It's not quite a pina colada. What is it?
So it is a pina colada sorbet.
Nice.
And yes, I've never made this, so I'm quite excited to give it a try.
So have you both had your 2 cocktails? You're going to be able to follow the instructions?
Absolutely. Let's try anyway, eh? Right. So 100 grams of sugar. And I've already pre-weighed most of my ingredients out. And then we'll chuck the lid on. And I put it on speed 10 for 10 seconds.
Yep. So there's lots of yummy non-alcoholic sorbets and ice creams on Cookie Doo. If there's anyone that made any frozen desserts lately, obviously we were talking about the Fruity Dream. That's a popular one in our house. Or there's the mango frozen yogurt that we tried as a new one this last week. Oh, mango and lime sorbet. Nice. Beautiful.
So I've just mulled my sugar. Cool. And then we're going to add the 500 grams of fresh pineapple frozen. Here we go. Next. And then it asks for 150 grams of cold coconut milk.
So another dairy-free option for people.
Oh, there we go. 10 grams of lemon juice. Oh.
Is it cold up there tonight? Probably not quite the night for a frozen sorbet. I can see Alicia by the fire.
Yes, it is actually really cold tonight, but the fire's keeping us warm, and I think the cocktails too, so we're all good. I'm using the Captain Morgan, the spiced one.
Ooh, spice gold. That would give a nice little different flavour too.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then we're gonna put the lid back on. And that goes for 20 seconds on speed 7.
Sure. So yeah, if you could use a white rum in this, you could use a Malibu, any kind of rum recipe. Anyway, and yeah, that's super quick. After this, I think it's basically ready to scoop into the bowls. So an alternative, I guess, to having a cocktail, you could have it as a dessert for the adults, of course.
So it's asking me to insert my spatula through the hole. And then 20 seconds on speed 4.
So you will see this in some of the recipes where you can put your spatula in. It's just to help move the fruit around. And yeah, the spatula is designed so that it can't go too far down. Don't worry, it's not going to get minced up by your blades. It's all perfectly designed to do that.
So it says if it's not quite frozen like sorbet, you can put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. But it's actually quite.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I will dish them up with my, probably would pay for it to go into the
Yeah,
freezer for
in
a
the
little
freezer.
bit.
Yeah, if you wanted it a bit firmer than that, then you would pop it in the freezer for a little.
But I would just eat it like this, to be honest.
Well, that one kind of looks a bit more like a slushy, doesn't it? Almost like a frozen.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a slushy.
You just put
I'll
that
give
into
it a
another
try,
cocktail glass and away you go.
Exactly.
What does it taste like?
I will tell you. Oh yeah, that's yum. It only gets 20 grams of rum, so if you really wanted to, you can add a little bit more.
Okay, good to know.
But that's really yummy.
Thank you very much. We're last dish of the night. Thank you for being so patient. Shanaz is our lovely Shanaz.
Hello, everyone. Last but the best. I can say that. Amongst all the people, this is the best because I've waited 1 hour and 25 minutes to come there. Anyways, let's go. With due respect to all my people, I am with Thermomix for the last 7 years. And I was very excited when Leah told me that we have a sip and dip class. Not that I drink, but I still make all the beautiful mocktails in Thermomix. One of my favorite mocktails is the strawberry limeade mocktail from the diabetes collection. Trust me, friends, for all those who have diabetes and don't have diabetes, this is something which you will really like it because it's just beautiful. And amongst the dips, my favorite is the zingy avocado and lime dip, and of course the layered Mexican dip, for which we pay $7.50 for such a small box. And when we make it in the Thermomix, it's like a big bowl, so you don't know how long you're going to use the layered Mexican dip. It doesn't last long because it's very tasty. So now we go to my mocktail for the day, and it is lemon and thyme mocktail. I have already made the thyme syrup, like all my other syrups, the ginger syrup, the rose syrup. This is one of the other syrups that goes into my fridge, especially in the summer because it's like thyme. And just now, thyme is a little expensive, but I said, okay, that's all right. We will do it. So I'll just quickly take you through the recipe for the syrup, and then we will do the mocktail. So it's 40 grams of fresh thyme sprigs and leaves, 200 grams of white sugar, 200 grams of water, 20 grams of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and then you place a simmering basket and let the syrup cook for 20 minutes and then strain the syrup from a sieve. But remember, friends, if you make it and keep it for a long time, the sugar can harden inside. So please make the syrup a little before the mocktail, not or like a day before, because the sugar will harden inside. Otherwise, if it is hardened, just put a little bit of water and then warm it up using the warm up option in your Thermomix. So that's what I did just now. Now I come to the actual recipe for the mocktail. So it says 500 grams of lemons cut into quarters. 500 grams of sparkling mineral water. I only came to know of it today that you get something like this called sparkling mineral water. I never knew that. So I'm going to put 500 grams of sparkling mineral water. It's like soda. I think so, because it's fizzing. Okay. And 200 grams of ice cubes. So my ice has melted a little bit, but that's okay. Well, it's still there. Yay! So 200 grams
I think I did see it on the chat. You can, if you're making things or using ice, you can put ice in your thermo server to keep it cold, or your frozen berries, or if you're making a sorbet or fruity dream or anything like that, and you're not quite ready to serve it, or it doesn't get all eaten in round one,
Insert my drink.
you can put that in your thermo server.
And it's just for 15 seconds on speed 9. It's going to make a big noise, but Zoom will take
We'll
me
mute
out.
you out. Will indeed. Has anyone else made any mocktails? Shanaz told us about her strawberry one, which I'm keen to try when strawberries are back in season. I thought this one would be quite a good one with lemons still being around, but yes, thyme can be a bit expensive if you don't have it in your garden. Oh, but have you reduced the portion for this one, Shanaz, or are you making a big batch?
Now I'm making a big batch. I'm going to pass it on to my daughter who lives very close to me. So it's 20 grams of apple cider vinegar. And one big tip for all my people who are watching, when you remove the lid, make sure you use the tear option. Always make sure you go back to 0. So we are going to put 20 grams of apple cider vinegar. Otherwise, you will get something, I don't know what.
Yes, you don't want to be putting too much vinegar in. They might ruin the flavors.
Now this is apples. Oh, see, I did put a little more. That's okay. It's too busy talking. And 30 to 50 grams of honey to taste. So because I put a little extra of the vinegar, I'm going to put a little extra of the honey. And 150 grams of the beautiful thyme syrup that I made prior to making this. So 150 grams. So this was one recipe, so I can use it again.
Yeah.
I think it would be best to keep it in a pantry and not in the fridge.
Oh, so it doesn't solidify? Is that?
Yeah, and insert measurement. And for just for 20 seconds on speed 4. That's it. I'm going to mark last step for us.
Have you got a favorite mix shop item, Shanaz?
That's a huge glass, isn't it, friends?
Oh, that's a pretty glass.
It's a strained mixture through a fine mesh into a jug. So I'm going to strain this mixture into my glass after we put it up. So place ice cubes in each cocktail glass and divide mixture between glasses. So I'm just going to put one ice cube in my glass because it's too cold out there.
Yes.
And I don't want to fall sick. So I've just put one very small ice cube. And we're going to strain the So because of the lemon, it is like really very slushy. I need a spoon too. So if I would have done it in a jug, it would have been quicker or in my second bowl. But I have used my second bowl for a dip this afternoon. So I've not emptied it. I was a bit lazy. Two minutes, friends. You all have waited so long. So I'm sure you'll wait for 5 more minutes. Not 5 more minutes, 3 more minutes. There I have. I'll just do this much.
Yes, we want to know what it tastes like, Shanaz. What do you think?
Yeah.
What flavors? Thyme and lemon.
It's the first time actually even I have made it. So I don't know, but the thyme syrup was really smelling good. So
I think it would be a refreshing one for summer as well.
Yeah. So I'm not going to strain the rest. We will just strain it afterwards. And you have to put a little bit of thyme leaf on the top and a little bit of lemon peel.
Oh, Very fancy.
So that's the beautiful lime and thyme cocktail. So I'm going to drink it and let's see how it tastes.
Delicious.
Delicious. Delicious is the word.
Very refreshing. Thank you so much, everyone. We have gone well over time, but that's the problem when you want to cram in lots of inspiration and recipes and new things that for you guys to try. So we hope that you have seen a few things that you would like to try tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at our next online class. So don't forget, sign up for the Mix Shop to get your $15 free voucher. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. Don't be offended. We're going to start releasing you so you can go about the rest of your evening. Maybe go and make yourself a cocktail or a dip for tomorrow, for tonight.